Hello everyone, this is Greyshot. Oh, hold on. This is Greyshot. Hold on. There we go. This is Greyshot17 here, bringing you a Company of Heroes to replay, brought to you by Captain Link Jimmy, and with his teammates Nabobo and M8. So that's pretty cool. We have 2 American players and 1 Soviet player versing What Doth Life, aka a guy who read too much Shakespeare. Biggest Dickus, great name, and Exanyar Bars. So, you know, interesting titles. Bringing you this replay is on Lazarus Ambush, and I thought this would be kind of interesting because of the simple fact that, again, this takes place during the Ardennes Assault that happened right around Christmas. So, of course, why not have a replay featuring an American player fighting as Airborne during the Christmas holiday. And I want to wish everyone a happy holiday. And for those who are wondering, are you still going to be doing replays on Saturday? The answer is yes. I have a 1v1 with that Earth has provided for me that will be going up on Saturday, so I really hope you guys enjoy that. But in any case, it's the day before Christmas. Actually, it's Christmas Eve. And once again, I want to wish you guys a happy holiday. No matter what you celebrate, no matter what you're doing, just make sure that I hope you're having a great time. But, of course, we have Captain Link. We're going to go over Doctrines. We have Airborne Company. I like this because I like paratroopers. They're very elite. The paradrops are nice because you get that special supplies. You don't have to bring them up to the front. They just drop. And, of course, you have the P-47 strafe, which is fantastic. Nabubu has not picked anything yet. M8 has picked Armor Company. I don't like this company all that much. I think the elite vehicle crew no one uses. And while the assault engineers are good, you have to get really close with them. They're good to counter Stern Pioneers if you get mass. You get a lot of them. Bulldozers are good for killing infantry, but not really going against vehicles. The Wolverine, I don't understand this vehicle. I really don't. I know a lot of people love it and swear by it, but I just don't like it. I know it can be good, but again, usually if you have upgrades for it, that's fine, but all of his bulletins are for utility cars, so not really. And, yeah, but the 240mm howitzer is pretty good. Nice try for a mine. Let's see, we have assault guns going at it. Trying to get around the Kubel, but there's way too many men plus an MG. He's not. Oh wow, he's skirting that line. Oh, the Kubel moved back, try to cut off the assault guns, maybe run him over. We have a lot of troops. I actually feel like the American players have to retreat. Probably lose that assault gren. Yeah, I see what he was trying to do, but I don't think it. Oh, he lost it. I'm so sorry, dude. So sorry. Kubel does not suppress anymore, but again, we'll still. It's a nice unit to get the capture points on bigger maps like this. Rear echelons fighting. Rear echelons are, they're okay. I've seen rear echelon spam where you increase them and of course you bet them up. You get the 5-man squad, then they're better. But by themselves, no. But versing riflemen, the Volk squads will most definitely have to retreat. So that's a thing. In any case, like you can see here, he tried to put some heavy cover so we get behind it, and the allies couldn't use it. But again, he didn't have anything defending it, so they just moved up and took the point. Right. Also, I just realized that Orange is over here, and then he also had the Kubel over here, so he's really stretching his lines. Yeah, this MG is going to kill your Kubel, dude, before you even have a chance to escape. Yeah, that's why you don't charge that. Captain Jimmy, bringing out actually some Pathfinders. I like Pathfinders, I really do. They're very expensive, being 300. I'm sorry, 290. I thought they were 300. Anyway, 290. So it's like, why are they better than American riflemen? It's because they get equipped with these G43 rifles. They can snipe infantry. So if you have them far back and behind heavy cover, they can do a lot of damage, but they don't have necessarily a lot of armor to protect themselves. Plus, they can put down these radio beacons, so they can actually support riflemen, and not riflemen, paratroopers by allowing them to go on reinforcements and get paradrops. Nice job, riflemen, trying to focus on that MG. The Grenadiers are probably going to take you out. Assault guns coming in from behind. That could be good. Let's see if they close the gap in time. We'll see if they're actually as good as people say. MG42, though, is probably going to not be all that great. And they're going to have to retreat. I like he's like, help me! And he's still shooting right through him. Because, you know, that's a thing. Alright, so My apologies, my mic was... The reason why I was doing that 1 second was my mic was setting up. These guys haven't picked the Doctrine. We do have the Breakthrough Doctrine, which has, of course, Storm Officer, helps all of your units out. We have Panzer Fusiliers, again, good at long-range combat, very, very good. And also have AT grenades, which are great. Our Assault Artillery is good at hammering a position, but only a key position. Wow. Man, that's what I mean by sniping units. And, what is it? And, of course, the Yag Tiger, which is very, very deadly against armor, and a very good vehicle overall if you know how to use it. If you know how to use it. So, you know. Looks like they're trying to focus fire on some of the retreating infantry. They try to hurt this a little bit, that's good, but they don't really have the equipment to hurt it. Bullets don't hurt this thing. So, of course, you need something more. Conscripts don't really have it, because as you can see, they don't have AT grenades, so they can't really do much. Okay, we have the Tankulia Battalion. Not bad. If you get yourself a tank up in 7 minutes, that's not too bad. Yeah, people discount the Soviets, but they can call on stuff pretty quickly. Looks like they were able to take out that encampment. Grenadiers moving up. Looks like they placed a minefield here. Yeah, these echelon need to retreat or they're gonna die. Alright, nice job. Looks like again we have trying to hold this position. Again, Pathfinders will probably hold. There's way more of them than the Volks. So, yep. Let's look at rank real quick. Just in case you guys are saying that these guys are terrible and there's no way they can win. Honestly, it's a pretty even fight. Slightly off, but you know, I can't really say all that much. So honestly, this is supposed to be, hopefully it'll be a pretty good fight. Flamethrowers on Assault Grens, that's pretty good. Can help destroy infantry. The problem is, of course, you have to get close range, and they do not have that close range proximity, so it's not going to work. Also, MG's moving up. They're going to try to flank around, but as you see, the MG can still fire this direction, which, you know, it'll just fire in that general direction. Now it has the armor-piercing rounds, which will destroy any light vehicle, such as a utility car. Utility car is pretty good, ladies and gentlemen, for taking out, let's say, light, you know, some lightly armored opponents. But as you can see here, as long as he just switches, which as you can see here, he's switching to armor-piercing rounds. Once the utility car shows his face, armor-piercing rounds will ruin his day. Not doing anything with your utility car, man. I like the dead Kubel right there. It's like, hey, what's up? No? You're not doing anything? You don't want to move up? You gonna flank? I like how this guy's like, oh, are they moving up? Well, that actually could be a smart thing, because as you can see, it's wasting the fire armor-piercing rounds, so that way they have to reload and get normal rounds, so that way this armor-piercing car can move up, and it takes some time for them to move up while now it starts firing. Anyway, we have a Luke, so that's a very, very good unit. However, of course, if the enemy has bazookas, then it's not so much a good unit. As you can see, it's being pushed back. It destroys enemy infantry, but the problem is it doesn't have that much armor, so a bazooka team can do a lot of damage. But Volk squad's moving up. They have their own bazooka teams, so it'll be very interesting to see what exactly Jimmy does. He is upgrading his men with bazookas and bars. So that's pretty good. In mid, we have the Soviet player doing pretty good. I would say that quad is doing a really good job at pushing back the infantry. Again, it suppresses infantry. It cannot reinforce when it has this upgrade, but still very, very effective. Very effective. And of course, we have Biggest on the left side. He's just trying to fortify that area, I would assume. And then the Soviet player's just trying to help out. I wonder if he's... I wouldn't send this over here because, again, that Luke's could actually tear this thing up. It doesn't have that much armor, and of course, the gun really can't hurt a Luke's. But, on the positive note, we can see here, again, they did recapture the point, so good for them. Good for them. What are you making over here? You're making to support Armor Corps, so you want a Panzer IV, I would assume. You want a Panzer IV. Looks like, again, they pushed back the MG, because, again, the MG had to... Oh, no, he just moved back the MG. Okay. This is good, because, again, they can't really... They can jump over this. Yeah, because there's a little fence right there. But, honestly, they have to come through here. Luke's coming around the flank of conscripts. Conscripts moving in. Kind of failing. Now it's retreating. Alrighty. I would say, you know, make up your mind, but, you know, whatever. Now, it looks like this guy's trying to flank around, but again, we have a Verkenwerfer, which could easily knock out. It's really great AT gun for sneak attacks and does a lot of damage against this. So he's probably going to focus fire on this thing. Hopefully make it miss. Nope. Now retreat. Just retreat before you get fired on again. Very lucky he didn't die. Very lucky. Now Bazooka team is moving up. He knows something might be there, so he's pulling back. We also have an ambulance back here. I'm guessing he's pulling up a major as well, or will be. So, oh, yep. He has a major coming out, so that way he can put a forward retreat point, which is actually in a good spot. It's far enough back in our main road, so we can hopefully put it here. You can just keep sending guys back and forth. You could set it up in this forest. But that being said, it's so close quarters that could be very detrimental. It's great for it's better for hiding your units than the other one, but the problem is it's just logistically you can get tight. You can get like pressured and like cornered. I'm gonna assume a pack round hit that and pushed it back. Does this thing have armored? Yes, you do. You have the armored skirts. That allows it extra armor. Looks like you're bringing up your forces, trying to heal your men. You do have a 50 cal machine gun here, so that'll help again against infantry. The problem is, again, you have a lot of grenadiers, lots of mines, which apparently you saw. And yeah, this is going to be very, very dicey. Verkanden Warfare moving up. I love the Verkanden Warfare moving up. The problem is they have one man shooting. This is the awesome thing about the Soviets. So you have one man shooting in this situation. You have 3 men shooting in this situation. So guess who's going to win? These. Because he has 3 extra men firing. You didn't think the Soviet AT would be that good against the Verkanden Warfare, but honestly, the extra men do make a difference. Is it very slight? Yeah, but it makes a difference. Because really, all you need is 2 men for an AT gun. The extra men are just to, of course, take the spots or just help defend. So, you know. They're not great by themselves, but I mean, they'll at least put up a decent fight. Now we can see here the MG's repositioning, which is very bad. Oh no, he sees them moving in, putting a smoke. Okay. We also have a half-track over here getting the flame upgrade, are we? No, you are not. Alright, reinforcement point, or... Yeah, you have reinforcement point. I like this position a lot. Behind the trees, easily to move. You can get stuck, but otherwise it's pretty good. Look over here by the Soviet player, again using an AT gun to push back the Lukes, which is now on the retreat. Probably this AA half-track will probably push back the Panzer Fusiliers, and they'll be easily able to take this positioning with no problem. We also have a position over here by Jimmy, being taken quite easily. Also an AT gun being moved over. That's pretty good. Now, of course, on the left side, we do have M8 holding down the position. Again, I really like... Oh, hey, 151, how you doing? By the way, I'm home for the holidays, so 151 is with me right now. He's a few feet from me. This is great. How you doing?
I hate you.
Happy holidays to you, too, and Merry Christmas.
Bah humbug.
That's great. Anyway, I know, you can feel the love. Anyway. So, Panzer Fusiliers, again, great long range. You can definitely see they're pushing back the Volk squads, again, just beating them in long range combat. And this AA half-track just helping suppress all the infantry. And they can't really get close enough to land a shot. And it's, yeah, usually it's just off. Luke's trying to help out, but again, being hit by these random bazooka teams. Nice flank, by the way. And if you can get one more shot up, the Luke's will probably die. There it goes. Nice job. Panzer Fusiliers got hit by, I'm assuming, a random mortar. But anyway, yeah, they have to fall back. This is a 3v3 on Lazarus ambush.
No, who's the main stars? Allies or Axis?
Allies.
Wow, I actually care about this one. It's about time. You're barely hitting Axis content.
I hate you.
It's, I'm getting shocked. Biased, possibly.
You know, if people would send me Allied replays, I would do it. But luckily, I do have not only this, but Earths, which will be debuting on Saturday. Stug. Again, this is an assault Stug. It's okay against infantry. The best thing is against armor, and wow, it can't shoot to save its life. We do have some type of armored unit coming in. I'm assuming that's a Wolverine. No, it's a tank destroyer. Okay, hard to tell sometimes. The other one has like stripes on the back, but this one's more flat. But Jackson can easily take on a Stug really, really well. So yeah, Stug's on the retreat. Very lucky the jet. Wow, how the... Oh, the pack. Very nice pack shot. Very good. Again, combined arms. And you're just laying your utility car. I mean, it would probably get shot. Nice grenade, hurting a lot of his infantry. Trying to push back the Fallschirmjägers. By the way, Fallschirmjägers, being helped by Orange. Orange not doing so well. He can't even take his point. He's barely holding mid. Say goodbye to those Grenadiers, because they are gonna go the way of the, oh man, shot. Point blank. Not a good way to go. Really not. And it looks like actually through this engagement, while Red was able to do some nice shots on the American player, M8 was probably the decisive winner and was able to hold this point. So good for him. Good for him. That being said, he should not move this MG that far up and should probably pull it back, but that's just me. Nor should he really chase any of these, this Stug with these rifling, because they're going to die. These Pioneers are going to kill it probably. Wow, no? Okay, you're not gonna switch around your MG. You're not gonna. All right, whatever. You're cool. We have Stern Pioneers going behind the battlefield with Minesweepers. Again, try to disconnect that territory. I usually lay mines, but in this situation that would be useless because they can detect mines and just get over it. Looks like they're trying to flank around. We do have an MG stopping that from happening, so very good. Healing the utility car, also very good. We have Valiant Assault coming up, which I don't know why you would activate this. How many men do you have? Are you just trying to bring up your MG fast enough and hopefully not kill this thing? Like, what's the idea? Panzer Fusiliers guarding against this Mech HQ, which almost died. And, yeah, also, love these 3-star Pathfinders. You can see, again, all their specials. Very, very good. And, again, just them decimating the enemy. Again, Panzer Fusiliers is a good combo to fight this, but still, they are still very, very good infantry. Taking a position, very nice. Actually, I would take that support gun. That support gun is very good. I know people say it got nerfed, but hey, it's still a very good unit. And I still play games with people that spam it like crazy. Wow. See, here's the thing. When you have a utility car, you really have to watch out for mines. Because guess what? This thing lays mines everywhere, and they're actually really cheap. 60 munitions for an anti-vehicle mine that does tremendous damage. Yeah, I'll take it. It's kind of like the half-track one for the Wehrmacht. But in any case, this thing, nice job keeping back that half-track. Riflemen kind of helping out. We have an MG kind of guarding here, kind of, like half-heartedly. Middle, Soviets finally took it. Minesweeping to make sure there isn't any mines. We have a Jagdpanzer over here, along with, again, we can see a lot of Panzer Fusiliers and Volkssquads. Again, anti-infantry and anti-armor, so very good. We do have a Katyusha coming in, and man, they're just trying to take out that HQ. They really want to take out that HQ, and they may be able to. Okay, Katyushas are constant fire, and one more volley should take it out. There we go. Nice job. That being said, it looks like the Stuka's moving up, trying to get a decent shot on that Katyusha, maybe? I would assume. And also looks like they're getting enough men to launch an assault, but it could just be a half-hearted, failure. Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, Jackson's on standby, throwing plans for Grenadiers, throwing a grenade, trying to knock them out of the building, but the bones are a little bit more sturdier than the last time around. And, yeah, that simple grenade will not suffice for this. You need a concentrated, you need something more explosive to do that. Although constant grenades and mortars will do it over time. Was this a Jackson? No, you got a Wolverine. So you can see the difference between behind a Wolverine. They kind of don't have the far back as they used to. The other one has a longer back, which is how you can tell the difference in my opinion. Also shorter barrel, I think, and also longer back. But they don't have as much armor, no firepower, and most likely this Jagdpanzer will murder this thing. Maybe if you flank it, but yeah, I mean that's with anything. That's how you deal with any of these straight shot guns. It's just you flank it. Looks like they may have tried to steal something, but it did not work out so well. We have double Stug, so Stugs for life. And also we have 2 Doctrines. Again, we have Luftwaffe ground forces. That's why I was able to deploy these Fallschirmjägers from behind. Very good. These are very good infantry. Okay Doctrine. I mean the flak is okay, and the MG34 is the worst MG in the game, but it's redeemable if you get the upgrade to get the armor-piercing rounds. And then of course we have Lightning War Doctrine. This is pretty good. I like the Stuka close air support. It destroys enemy armor as long as there's no AA, which they do have. Tiger's also very good, and of course G43s are very good weapons to have for long range. Personally, I do prefer the MG42, But having one squad with this and then interrogating a dead body for enemy intel is always very important. Nice support gun hit. We have another Katusha coming down, hitting a position. I wonder where it could be. Yeah, here's the thing. If you have a support gun, don't put it next to a high value target, because otherwise, here's a tip. They're just going to shoot this and everything around it. So you can see again, I don't know if that's on purpose. No, they had two. So they actually hit this and then they hit the support gun. So they did a double hit. And again, that took out this unit. So that's what happens if you don't properly hide this HQ. The enemy finds it and then they'll start artillerying it, and then you have a problem because you can not reinforce your guys without the possibility of a Katusha ruining your day. Also, you can see here again, the American player does have a lot of these beacons. That will allow him to see pretty much on radar anything around here. So anything within this beacon that's infantry, they'll see it on the mini-map. I mean, the positive note is they do have this HQ, which will stop this infantry from really pushing up. The downside is it is on a very narrow stretch. You can see here again, it's on a very long road. So again, SU-85 could easily take it out. Plus, again, since it is closer to the front line, it is open to Katusha fire. And finally, we can see here that, again, the Soviet player went terror tactics, something I forgot to mention. So that he has both the IL-2 and the howitzer. Both concept can use to either a direct bombing strike with 600 manpower, munitions, so we can definitely do that, or howitzer fire, both of which are bad. A half-track probably going to murder this thing. On the left side, you can see here again, really another close-knit fight. Once again, the Wolverine has gone the way of the Dodo. Same thing like the Jackson before it. But, looks like the Vermont has been able to actually push up a lot more and do more damage. Really surprised this MG's not doing anything. It is in range. Yeah. Problem is, this guy's in heavy cover, this guy's in medium cover. So honestly, this guy has the advantage over the 50 cal machine gun. So, you know, there's a small issue with that. What else? What's going on? We have a Maximum coming around, but definitely not watching his corners and just being flanked. We have over here we have two Jacksons on standby for the Airborne company, and we actually have paratroopers. That's very cool. Paratroopers can be equipped with LMGs, or they can be equipped with what is it called? You can see here they're going invisible. That Pathfinders have that ability in cover. But anyway, just their recon. But anyway, they also have the ability for LMGs, which are great against long range. It's very, very cool in my opinion. Because they can counteract the MG42s. We have a unit coming around here. It's a Wolverine. I'm assuming he's trying to flank the Stugs, but honestly, there's no way he can flank this. This is a King Tiger. It can rotate its gun. So yeah, once he spots this thing, it's going to, you can see he's turning, maybe flank it, it's going down. He really also has no ET, nor does he really have any more mines as far as you can see. If he really needs to do that, this Wolverine needs to pull back immediately. Nice expert, at least he's going around, again, he's using the church to his advantage. With that being said, you can see the Tiger flanking around you. He's trying to flank around the Stug, but again, Tiger's still in pursuit. Can't do that forever. That being said, this Stug is really stupid because you figure it would get closer to the Tiger, but that's just me. Anyway, Stug's trying to pull back. Tiger is, again, takes a while for the Tiger to turn his barrel. If he can get around the church in time, he'll be okay. Looks like he does that and he'll be fine. Also multiple mines, so if the Tiger tries to pursue, he's dead. There's some expert maneuvering by the Wolverine, or it's just damn luck, whichever you want to open that up to. That's why you really have multiple vehicles with turrets that can turn. That way you can take out those things that try to, flank you. If you have just a very heavy unit and a thing that has a hard time turning around, you're going to be taken out really, really easily. Also, I went this view because that's how it was in Fury, and it was really cool. So, that's my opinion. And the way I would see it. Now, we do have a KV flamethrower. The KV flamethrower is great at killing infantry. Looks like there was a mine right there. Very nice. They did fire an AT gun shot at it. We can see here the Jagdpanzer. Trying to shoot it, but this thing has so much armor and so much, pretty much protection that can deflect rounds really easily. And yeah, it just burns up infantry like a crazy person. This thing is evil. This thing is evil that the Soviets have. It'll just shoot flames very far. Crocodile is better, but it's still a very powerful anti-flame tank. And it can switch, unlike the Crocodile, which again The Crocodile has the ability to have both guns available at the same time. This one you have to switch back and forth, and the gun is weaker. So there's that. In any capacity, El Sadat moving up. I also just realized my brother is wearing the same shirt as he did yesterday. So, you know. Nice, I actually failed Stuka. I didn't really, there's no dead bodies or anything, so that was a fail in my book. We have a counter over here by light infantry. Again, we have the Sturm officer leading the way, trying to give everyone a boost over here. But the problem is... But the big problem is, of course, the fact that, again, as long as you target it, it'll retreat. And that is a big problem because, of course, that'll pull back all your forces. Paratroopers coming in from behind with Thompsons. Very close range, very deadly. And they're going to retreat out of there very quickly because they know they can't win that fight. Also, nice NG right there, kind of holding them back. We also have the AT gun. I'm guessing there's a Fallschirmjäger drop coming in. Again, trying to... The AT gun, I mean, the guns from the planes will do a bit of damage, but not all that much. And he really doesn't have anything to fight this, so that is a problem. I mean, luckily the rear echelon there seems to be doing quite a bit, because again, they're in heavy cover, and they're in a position. Paratroopers are coming back, and they want to take out these Fallschirmjägers. Which they will, and as you can see, they're going to annihilate these Fallschirmjägers. So yeah, also it looks like over here we have that Stuka plane strike coming in to help support against the Wolverines, which I would get in and run immediately. Again, he did that so they wouldn't target this vehicle thing. The vehicle in this area will be targeted. Looks like they can then target weak point to knock it out. But this thing is actually really smart because he got himself in the middle of it. So that way, and again, I know this may, like, why would you do that? The planes had, when they targeted this for an airstrike, which it looks like they're going to again, they're going to blast this and all the armor. Now, will the Wolverine take out the Tiger? That's the question. Probably not. No, the planes take it out. The planes do an airstrike and kill the Tiger. That is incredible. That is incredible. Again, that's why here's a tip. When you have a thing that shoots rockets at enemy armor, maybe, I don't know, don't use it. Wait, where are you targeting? No idea where you targeted that airstrike. Any capacity. It looks like maybe it was just major during recon. No, their own P-47s. That's weird. They do it over the same area? No, wait a second. No, wait. That's... I'm sorry. The Stuka would be close range. That was P-47s targeting it. My apologies. Wait a second. That doesn't make any sense because if it was a triple red, why were they red planes? Why were the planes red then? Because, did he call... Yeah, he did call in his Stuka close air support. Meaning P-47s were there, and the Stukas were there, and they fought... Wait, what? Please tell me I'm not the only one confused by the fact that red zone planes seem to be attacking him, and the P-47s did not show up anywhere. Anyway, Jackson's firing long range. They can't really win that fight. Again, they're kind of just... They don't have much armor to themselves, so again, they can just keep doing a few hits. You have, again, the IL-2 bomb strike. Kind of a bad position. You always want to put it slightly behind the enemy, because that way, of course, when they retreat, they still get hit, or they stay there, they still get hit, or if they move up, they don't get hit, but of course they get hit with your own men. So that's my opinion of what you should do. We have shock troops coming on the field. Again, shock troops, great close range, very, very good. And again, once again, both again, I feel Big and this guy are just doing everything possible to hold back the enemy. And I feel like this guy's gonna go more ground. Like, he's definitely losing more men. He's definitely having more issues. And Biggest is definitely winning. Oh my god, if he can activate that demo charge, that'd be incredible. Nice demo charge. Again, assault gruns have the ability to use demos. Flamethrower is moving up. No longer have really major AT. I guess he's gonna steal that, but that's gonna be a bad idea because again, the flamethrower is gonna burn this thing, and that's gonna force most of his infantry back. Utility car still on standby, and his Wolverine's on standby, getting healed. That's really cool. I have a Stuka coming in. I guess guess they're gonna try to hit this. Very close to killing the Katyushas. Although, to be fair, you wait for the Katyushas to fire. Katyushas. You wait for the Katyushas to fire, and then you fire the Stuka, because that way you hit them when they're firing. So that way they don't suspect it. That's what you should probably do. Wolverine trying to fight the Stug, but the Stug is 2 scars, and has armor skirts, so it's harder to kill, which is something you, of course, you don't do. Especially with a no-star Wolverine. Nice try, but unfortunately it's a fail. Obelsodon with LMGs moving up. Again, they do a lot of damage against infantry. KV's moving up and saying, hey, whoa, 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 what are you doing now? Support gun almost killing his own men. But the Wolverine, I get your chestnuts, everybody, because this KV is going to roast them for the holidays. Yeah, as you can see, there's really not much they can do unless they have some heavier armor. They do have some in the background, but again, the KV is still going to cause a lot of damage in the meantime. Yeah, this guy really needs to bring up his shock troops now. He's definitely losing the front, and you can see here, they're kind of moving around the sides, which is very, very bad. That being said, we can see here that Jimmy's moving up. He has P-47s coming in. Alright, no, they're green planes. So the one random green plane was probably it, but why were the red planes firing around then? And why were they, unless they were perfectly on top of each other. Wow, that plane almost crashed into that. That would have been incredible. Again, a lot of AA will shoot down the planes. That is an issue you have to face. And enough concentrated fire, we can see here again, was able to not only stop the Jackson from moving in, but kill a paratrooper with Thompsons. That's something I don't see. I didn't know G43s were amazing close-range weapons. Did not know. Paratrooper coming in, I would assume. Yep. Very cool. Soviet players gain more reinforcements. They really have to deal with this random person, although, to be fair, I feel really bad for M8. He's kind of taking a lot of losses. He has a lot of Wolverines. I don't care for Wolverines, but again, it seems like they're doing okay. But whatever. Anyway. Wow. Also, Purple set up right in front of, technically, if Red really, he's on the opposite side. If M8 could, if he could do a flank and knock out a lot of these guys' forces, that would be incredible. Some type of bombing strike coming in. Oh, so close. So very close to killing this. Lots of infantry moving up. This is a blob. And you know what we deal with blobs? We get Katyushas. Oh my god. Perfectly timed Katyusha. He's in the middle of it. He's going to lose a lot of units. You're going to retreat. Now you're going to keep walking. Alright, that's a bad move. Because again, this guy has shock troops plus another Katyusha. Oh my god. The brutality of the matter. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, simply put, that's why you don't blob. And we can see here the Stuka has the idea to fire at the former position of the Katyushas. Problem is, Katyushas are not that stupid and will be out of that area. Just taking some damage, but again, that's not within the vicinity. And yeah, just, I don't know what you were doing. Really don't. Terror tactics again causing enemy infantry to retreat, not his shock troops, which I don't know why they retreat. Oh wait, you know what? Nope. He used a forced retreat from the Storm Officer. That caused him to retreat. I thought it was terror tactics. He has so much munitions, I would pretty much think that. But nope. Also, we have a bomb strike coming in. It's gonna most likely hit over here. No, you hit your own unit. Alright, that's cool. Don't know why you did that. No idea why you did that, but whatever. P-47's coming in, and Stuka? No, we don't have this. P-47's, okay, we have the 3 red lines. Why was the Stuka, again, let's see we're on top of each other. Maybe that was it. I don't know. KV, unfortunately, did throw away the Dodo. And it looks like they do have 2 King Tigers. The problem with having 2 Kings is the simple fact of the occasion that it's 2 heavy tanks and they do take up a lot of manpower and have one single gun. So while they are very, very powerful, you do have to be very concerned because, again, it's one gun and multiple units can easily take this thing down. Also, P-47s are still circling this area, so again, they could easily target these Kings and take them down with more rocket strikes. Also, Katyushas seem to be doing quite a lot of damage to the Panzer. Yeah, Jagdpanzer anyway. The random plane went down, almost killing the King Tiger. Missed the days when a plane crash could kill an IS-2. But, you know, whatever. Because literally, I would, like, for a game, and if I saw planes, I would like, please, do not crash into me. And 9 times out of 10, they would crash into me. One time, they would either crash into me, or they would crash into the enemy. Always. Always. And don't get me wrong. It's like, nice job killing the AT gun. You don't want it on the field laying around. As much as I don't care for an AT gun. I'm not AT gun. As much as I don't care, as much as I love the plane crashing into the enemy, typically I would have the plane crash in my own men. Another IL-2 bomb strike coming in from behind. Is he going to move? Moving back his King. Kind of bad. I feel like he's doing against strikes he shouldn't have. Like, here would be good, because he's not paying attention. We have a Fallschirmjäger hit coming in. Again, the planes could do a lot of damage against Katyushas if they were closer, but they're not. So, yeah, there's that. We have another KV flamethrower. Again, it's only 390. The Crocodile's like 700, which is probably why, you know, that's the case. Nice grenade. Can probably, murder those shock troops. And boom. 250 munitions down the drain. Close range Stuka, thinking that, he's going to hit back here, most likely, and kill the Katyushas. But, the Katyushas moved. You're relying on bad intel. P-47's once again coming in. He has a ton of munitions. Yeah, nope, he doesn't. He lost a lot, but the Soviet player has a ton of munitions, which can keep calling those bomb strikes in. Soviet players, oh my god, no way to flank. We do have a Tiger on the other field, but again, kind of on the wrong side. Wolverine's coming behind, just going to fire at the weak spot. Now this would be a perfect time for an IL-2. P-47's also assisting. Nice plane crash into that. One Wolverine down, but I think a Wolverine. Anyway, Katyusha's hammering this position. Trying to get a wider scope of things. Katyusha's hanging this position. Oh my god. Killing the King. Tiger coming in to help, but it's too late. Oh, wait, no. Oh, the Wolverine's going for the Yag. The Yag can't fire. Oh, he's going for both. You know what? He needs armor-piercing rounds. That's what he needs to activate. You did activate armor-piercing rounds. Very smart. Again, you can see here the M93 shells, which increase accuracy and penetration. So that pretty much allows the Wolverine to get some really, really nice shots equivalent to a Jackson and just take out 2 heavily armored vehicles. If he, if he could fire at the Stuka. Too late. He walked in. Red's forces came over and just obliterated him. Su-85 sniping the Tiger, very nice. Although to be fair, he has a lot of ATs, so he probably wants to get that thing out of there now. KV coming in to burn the infantry, stop them coming through here, very, very good. The planes will stay on the battlefield, so that's really, really cool. Decommissioning all that fuel, because why wouldn't you, to get some more armor? Airstrike, I'm assuming you did that when the Tiger was there. At least you're causing them to move. I'll give you that. Unfortunately, positive note, the Jacksons didn't die. That was an awesome flank. So, yeah. I cannot argue with those tactics. Oh my god. Stuka's down. Stuka is down. That's why you do not move that thing up. And also, the tendency to put... They're so close together. I'm very surprised you even did that. Because, you need to spread this stuff out, otherwise artillery's going to hurt you. Yeah, anyway, this should have been back farther, and yeah, heal the Stuka before you move it up, because that Stuka does not have a lot of armor. Jackson's on standby. We can see here they have a few pieces of infantry moving up, but yeah, overall, wow, this guy's a ton of fuel. We probably will get a Yag or a King or something. A ton of fuel. It's funny how now, again, the OKW is now like how it has access to way more fuel than it did, and biggest still is the Tiger. So I would actually say, he does not have the heavy armor corps, heavy Panzer corps. My apologies. I would actually call him like a Panzerwerfer. But with a lot of people, you'll see as soon as they get the Tiger, they won't upgrade because they think the Tiger's good. It's like, no, it's like instead of a Panzer IV or Stug, I mean a Panther or a Brumbar or a Panzerwerfer is better, and you should probably get that equipment. We can see here again he's paratroopers coming in to help support. Also, I think there's LMGs on these guys. So along with the G43s, which are very, very deadly. Either that or bars, one of the two. Oh, nope, no, they're bars. The reason why I say LMG is they can be picked up if the paratroopers drop them, but I think they're bars. Yeah, they're bars. Overall, the Axis have pretty much been annihilated, in my opinion. Biggest is probably the biggest threat. I know. Biggest threat. But What Do Life has barely anything. I'm really surprised he got Stern Pioneers. He just needs a tank or something. And then this guy most likely getting himself a King, or he's getting himself a Yag. He's getting himself a Yag. This is a bad idea. Here's my reasoning. Yag is great, but the problem is you need support, and you do not have that support. You have very few men. So that's a big issue, I find. I mean, that can be said about the other guy if he gets a King or something, but I'm just saying that right now they don't have a stable front line, so the Jacksons could easily flank with a lot of AT forces and just neutralize it. It's a bad situation, but I feel like their reliance on heavy armor with little support to guard that armor, and also bad tactics at countering the artillery has been the cause. Because honestly, if I was them, I would not call in the Fallschirmjäger strike here. I would have called in the Fallschirmjäger strike over here. That way when the Katyushas, of course, are over here, they could be, hit and neutralized. Now we do have a breakthrough. Oh, okay, so it looks like we have the super close air support, and actually kind of in a bad position, honestly. I don't know why you called over here. Maybe try to push up. No, actually, I take it back. You do, because the Wolverines are coming in. So yeah, they'll help out. Does this guy have the anti-air gun? No, he doesn't. So of course, the Stukas will go pretty much unopposed. Now, of course, again, big heavy tank being flanked by a bunch of smaller tanks. But the problem is, in this situation, Tiger can back up and now has ample opportunity to fire. Along with also should have Panzerfausted. You really should have Panzerfausted. Maybe you did. Oh no, you were reloading. Okay, that's fine. Katyusha firing at this position, trying to push back the infantry. Tiger doesn't care, killing a good chunk of those shock troops. Grenadiers and Grenadiers trying to chase down that Wolverine. So again, Biggest is trying to make the most of his opportunity and try to push. That being said, we can see that Jimmy is holding again the 2 stars on his side. So that is something that again he's doing really, really well. Again, the weakest guy is this M89 guy. If they can knock him out, that would be a huge, huge win. The Soviet player is also kind of been knocked out. He is very low on actual men. He does have Katyushas and a KV, but he doesn't have frontline troops, which is something he really needs. Also, after so many IL-2 strikes, I'm surprised he has this much munitions. I'm really being honest here. Like, seriously, how much munitions do you have? And how much are you getting just from, okay, so you put down more munition points. I can see that. I can see why, because again, it's funny, a lot of people complain about not, like, I need more fuel. But if you have a full army, like, in most cases, fuel is something you have a tendency to gain a lot of. So, in my opinion, munitions is actually the most valuable resource in this game. If you upgrade your men, you activate specials, such as the M93 rounds, which can do a lot against Tigers. I mean, you call in bombing strikes. It's something, as long as you have the Doctrines to fight, use it. It's something that you can use and you can keep using at a good pace. And also, nice paratroopers. Again, we do have the beacon here, so they're probably going to reinforce. Yep, they are reinforcing. Very, very cool. Thompson's just annihilating the infantry, not really able to do much. KV's chasing them down. Paratroopers calling in more reinforcements. This is where Stuka would be great, but unfortunately you messed up with that Stuka, so yeah. Unfortunately, that is an issue. I love the paratroopers just coming in. Oh, that's great. Nice try. Nice job also killing that in. No, they're flanked. They won't kill it. Maybe they will. No, he escaped. Nice try. Looks like again we have this, oh god. Oh, MA trying to push up. Doing okay. 50 cal machine gun guarding mid. Right now they're just trying to bring the points down. The allies had the advantage, but now, yeah, no, not anymore. Also, Katyusha's lighting up the holidays with constant artillery fire. Annihilating this HQ, it probably will die. Again, the trees are great cover because they're taking some shots, but not all of them. They took some shots and they're like, yeah, we don't. It's like we destroyed all the cover. Now they're just coming through. Thompson's moving up, and also 50 cal suppressing. So yeah, these Thompsons are pretty much going to annihilate the enemy. Also, again, I love how the paratroopers just keep coming in. They're just being dropped down one by one. It's like, we're sending a plane out, sir. How many men are in it? 1. Wait, what? How many planes are we sending? 20. Why? Why are we doing that? So they drop one at a time. Sure, why not? Or my guess is they just have one big plane like flying in circles over the battlefield at high altitude. Like, all right, hold on, I'm getting a call. All right, Ramirez, you're good. You can drop. It's like, what? Why just me, sir? Why can't we all drop? Hold on, I didn't ask you for your opinion. All right, Santiago, you can drop now. You're good. It's like, what, sir? Why is he dropping? No questions. All right, we got an open spot. John, you can jump down. Yes, sir. See, why are we jumping down one at a time? Wouldn't it be better to jump down all at once? They drop down, they see the rest of the guys like, hey man, what's up? We need a person for our squad. Anyway, infantry moving around here trying to capture this point, but again, this HQ is causing a lot of havoc. They haven't really been able. Also, terrible placement for a mine. Why would infantry get close enough for this thing? This gun will annihilate anything that comes through. I really don't understand the need to put this here. I really don't. Wolverine's on standby. Pretty much getting closer to the pop gap. Yeah, like again, he can pretty much get anything he wants. But right now he's just saving it because why not? Good Zuka strike would be right there. Good Zuka strike. Or Airborne. But you know, just saying. Yag Tiger counteracting any armor in front of him, but unfortunately there is no armor in front of him. It's only infantry. That's all he's fighting. Are you really trying to go chase down a Katyusha? Are you serious right now? I mean, nice king. Glad you got the king, but yeah, things are not going well. Also, Katyusha hitting the HQ again. They're waiting for him to retreat. Oh no, I see one rocket killing all these guys. Or they're just going to retreat and not just move out of the area. That's cool. Jackson's an AT line moving up. Nice job shocking it. Now they're deciding should we move up or not, and it looks like the light is green and they're going in to engage. Yag still not turning to face them. They also have an IL-2 bomb strike in my opinion, I think, coming in. Nope. Or is it P-47s? It's P-47s. Hitting the into the king instead. Actually, that's better because the king's actually fighting them. Yag, once again, not really doing much. He could probably target this armor, but he's just going back and forth. Nice IL-2 bomb strike. At least that pushes back the Yag. And will they be able to kill the king is the question. Looks like the king escaped. Looks like he's good. He's on the edge. And yeah, it looks like he was able to make it out. Yag, pretty much crippled. Katyusha, is it coming down this position? Nope, again, they know where this thing is, so the Katyusha's like, okay, they have to be in somewhere, so I'll hit this, and hopefully some of the Katyushas will hit something. Yeah, they're just targeting the HQs now, because why wouldn't you? Also, I'm really surprised they don't just start moving into this territory, but again, they're probably just worried about overextending their lines, although I would. If the guy that's barely holding on is holding on this point, the enemy that is focusing all their efforts on mid, you can probably flank. Just saying. Although, to be fair, I don't know why you're moving up your infantry. just keeping them behind. I feel like that's an issue, and was it M8 has, where he just moves up the infantry way too close. Just keep them back and just have them fire. That's just how, I mean, like, moving it up is only, like, gonna get him killed. Flamethrower fighting the Oval Sedan, and also the Sturm officers back here. Yeah, he's like, hey, what's up? And then the KV's just running through, and they're like, oh no. Wow, those Rogue Squads literally just got succumbed in fire. Like, they just got, like, overwhelmed. It's like Man of Steel, where the woman's, like, just watching the planet burn and the fire comes in. It's like, eesh. Yeah, Man of Steel. Okay movie. Not that bad. That was not a terrible movie like people say. But, it's still really good. I shouldn't say. It's good. It's not great. It's not okay. It's just good. Fight scenes are great. Maybe maybe they do a little bit of zoom in a little, actually way too much, and the story and the pacing could have been better. But overall, like, the acting was good, and wow, that's really off topic to talk right now. Anyway, of course, we can see here the enemy just being pushed back. Oh, you know what I'm talking about? The Man of Steel, not Man of Steel, the Batman vs Superman trailer came out, and someone was talking about how Man of Steel probably not the best way to start off the network. But honestly, you can't. Maybe you don't have an Iron Man, and they try to do something different. So I'll give them that. KV's just chasing down the infantry because why not? Yag Tiger's facing the wrong direction in my book. Should be facing this way. And once again, yeah. This biggest tickets guy is just doing what he does best and holding a spot. Honestly, I think he should upgrade his base. He should really, that way he gets Panzerwerfers. But he's the only guy that's been pretty much stable at just holding and fighting over this point. He hasn't retreated, he hasn't lost. He's probably the best player on the Axis side. While compared to these two who keep losing their stuff through artillery and just bad tactics overall. Hey, let's move up our Stuka. That was a terrible idea. Hey, let's use our Fallschirmjägers in bad locations. Well, oh, they died instantly. Hey, let's not counter the paratroopers by getting better infantry and using ambushes. Oh, just send them out to the front? Alright, that's cool. Oh boy, nice grenade. I feel really bad. Anyway, we have a lot of armor moving up, so I'm assuming this is their coup de grace, their last-ditch effort. But there's such an AT line here. Look, there's like 4 AT guns. This is why some type of Stuka or artillery would be great. But no, apparently that's a thing. Also, Wolverines coming from the flank. Love it. Absolutely do. They kill one, but there's so many of them. The Tiger's like, I'm out. Peace. Ooh. Well, the bomb strike killed, an enemy unit and their own unit, but whatever. Nice job taking out that. There goes the King. And the other King, I'm sorry, the Yag and the King's moving in. P-47's coming in, taking out this. Wolverines, a lot of infantry coming in, but of course they're just fighting each other. And the Wolverines will probably, yep, there goes the King. And again, they activated their special rounds most likely to do that. So, yep, they neutralized that They neutralized it. And with that said, they really don't have the manpower or the they kind of have munitions, but they don't really have the manpower to... Actually, they don't have really any munitions. And they do have manpower. They could easily get themselves another King if they wanted to, but I think they knew that they were losing this fight. But it was a good fight. I really like the tactics overall. I think the Axis relied too much on heavy armor, and I feel like they should have probably relied on Panthers or some better infantry tactics or better just support armor. The Stuka, I feel like, would have been a good... I feel like trying to use... Let's see, I think you have it. The Yag better would have been great. Even like... I don't know. In this situation, you definitely need something where you could help counter a lot of... Again, they had a lot of Jacksons. And what you don't do is you get... just one King, because Jacksons will snipe at long range. Wolverines will just overwhelm it. That's why having 2 Panthers probably would have been better than one King Tiger in this situation. Although I could see why you got a King. You wanted to counter the paratroopers. That being said, a Stuka would have helped you so much. I also think the Yag you could have brought out, and it probably would have been better if well supported. You could still bring out again a Panther, a Panzer IV. You had a Yag Panzer for a time, but again, I feel like that was probably a bad move. Again, that's a tank destroyer. Maybe with a King that was a good combo, but once you lost the King and the Yag, it's like, okay, if you're getting a Yag Tiger, you probably need like something good against infantry. Luke's would have been good maybe against paratroopers. Again, they were basically anti-infantry focused. They have no anti-AT, so that could have been good. But that's my opinion. Also, really surprised this guy didn't ban howitzers. That probably would have helped them kill those bases a lot quicker, and you definitely had the manpower for it. So let's see. Overall, Jimmy, wow. Yeah, I could see Jimmy. Jimmy was probably their best side. Again, paratroopers and those Jacksons did a ton of damage, and Naboo and also M8 did really, really well. Yeah, and Naboo just got a ton of kills. The Katyushas easily. Biggest, dickest, most damage dealt, most kills. Easily kill. Probably the best player on their team, and pushing back the M89 guy. What Doth Lie and Bars was okay. Bars did a lot of damage. Again, most likely, I'm assuming. His King was probably up for that. But yeah, What Doth Lie was probably the weakest player they had, and having him kind of like he was like on the wrong side of the map in my opinion. I think he should have been more focused trying to batter this green guy. But as you can see, but since he didn't put his base over there, they put up bases all around red. I guess their idea was that way they could help red out, but I feel like that just bottled them in, and of course retreating their guys, it didn't help, and I feel like Jimmy was able to cut into their like units going back and forth, and yeah, it was just bad. It was just pretty bad. But overall, it was a really good game. I want to thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks, Jimmy, for sending it in, and I hope you guys all have a happy holidays. Until I see you next time, again, happy holidays, and I'll see you next time.